Building.
What up, y'all? Welcome to House of Building with your host, Edwin Bolta.
And Ricky Reyes.
What's good, y'all?
What's up?
First episode. The pilot episode.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about the show. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm feeling good about the show. This is good. This is a long time coming.
A very long time coming. Many changes to get to this point.
I don't know if you know us. If you don't know us, I'm Edwin Bolta.
And I'm Ricky Reyes.
And we're from Long Island, New York. And we live in New York City. And we are childhood friends for almost 30 years now.
We met. How old were we met?
10 years old? 9 or 10 years old.
10-year-olds at the bus stop.
At the bus stop.
And we've been friends ever since.
And we've done things like cool, like fun, cool, creative things ever since. I remember being on your bedroom floor. I think you had a rug, but I had like a little book underneath it. And I remember drawing stuff like with you. And your drawing style was always a little bit cooler than mine. It was a little bit more stylized.
What?
Yeah, I think
really?
so. I think so. It was like, I remember you always made like bulky, like like your pants were like boxy and stuff. I don't know how to articulate. If your style when you were kids it was like square, like graffiti like. It reminded me kind of like, maybe I'm making this up in my head, like romanticizing about us.
Yeah.
But I think of like, what's that video game with the spray painters?
Yeah. That was it Dreamcast though?
Yeah, but and there was spray paint.
Yeah.
It was probably before like
something radio, Jet Set Radio.
Jet Set Radio, like stretched to make it like Jet Set Radio style, but like homie style, like everyone squished.
Word. I do like that style. I feel like I look like that.
That's what I think of you. I think of that style. It's like like sharp and like edgy and like cute. Anyway, so we grew up loving the same things, right? We were friends.
I think we shared a lot of the same interests, which created our bond over time. And I don't think I've ever I have a lot of I'd say I have a lot of friends, but like I don't think I've ever had any other friend I've been more aligned with throughout my life. Me either. With either when it comes to politics or, design, fashion, whatever, like all these things, I think we've always been super aligned on.
Yeah. You went to college
I went to college originally for fashion design.
Okay.
I did 1 year of that, and then I realized that this wasn't what I wanted to do, and I was in the wrong major for like the first year. Maybe not, because I learned a lot of things in that year, but I did want to just do communication design, graphic design. And after that first year of fashion, I switched over and graduated with graphic design.
Went to college for art history and gallery studies in Queens. And then I started interning at galleries. And then I was like, these people are... The gallerists are fucking...
I forgot about that part.
The gallerists are pieces of shit. They're just like used car dealership like salesmen. And they're just like... Because I was interning for them and they were treating me like trash. And I was like, this is not the industry that I want to be in. So I went back to school. I was like, yo, my boys, a lot of my friends at the time, they went to school for graphic design. And I was like, yo, like I'm a creative. I align with them. Why don't I could be a working artist? That was my, I always had to work it into my idea of who I am. I'm a working artist. Like you're a graphic designer, you're designing stuff, you're creating stuff, and you're working. Like you're able to do that. And there's guidelines, but the world has guidelines. At the time I was like, everything has structure, right, Edwin? You could do this. So I went to FIT for communication design and then graphic design, and I was taking like classes, and I was also taking like fine art classes throughout, like sprinkled in there. Like I was taking like live like nude, live painting classes and charcoal. Like, and then I was taking like, aside from the graphic stuff, I was taking other classes just so it was like, I was interested, like, why don't I do other things aside from that? I was taking photography classes.
Yeah.
I remember one time you came into the class and with the lighting.
Right. You're doing, like, it was like your final exam or something like that.
And we had to take portraits of our friends, people.
I think you sent me that photo not that long ago.
Yeah, I send it to you every like 5 years. I send you and our friend Steve like screenshots of things every 5 years.
Isn't it weird when you get like a photo and you're like, I don't even
You're like, when did that happen? It feels like a fever dream.
Exactly.
It's like, what the fuck?
I think that's how I felt when you sent
You're like out of like, is this extortion? Or is it the word extortion? Are you like, what's going on? Like, where did you get that?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Are you blackmailing me? That's how I feel. Like I get whenever people send that to me, send me images. I'm like, what's going on? Where did you get? Are you looking at me right now?
So many experiences just you forget over time.
It's true. Sometimes Steve, I think no, it wasn't. Somebody sent me a photo. I don't know if you remember the apartment that I lived in with Omar, where we had in our bedroom, we had the wall that I painted with oil paints.
Oh,
that big face.
Yeah.
It was on the wood.
But you also painted like a tree
in our living room. And I think I was using Omar's oil paints, so it was always wet. It was like graffiti.
That's like the most, like the worst paint, like not the worst paint, but like the hardest.
It looked like a graffiti paint. It was like a big like face, and it kind of looked like a bomb. It kind of looked like a Mario. Like, what's that Mario bomb? But they like skin face.
The giant bullet.
It was like yeah.
Not that one.
No, not that one. But yeah, it was like, I don't know what the hell it was. It was this big orb face thing.
I remember the tree in the living room, and it felt like a pizzeria.
I think it was done with my fingers.
It felt very like Italian pizzeria.
That's funny. I mean, I was young. I just fucking do it. But it's crazy that I was using I use a lot of oil paints on all these. So it was like,
I didn't know it was oil paint.
You think of like, you don't think of like graffiti or like a big wall portrait with oil paints.
No.
The reason why is like I didn't have money at the time, and I was just using what I had. And Omar was like, "You want to use these paints?" And I remember just using them, and it was like, I was like, "This is great because I can constantly update this. Like if I want to make highlights on the cheek, like okay, like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and then I'll just fucking step over Omar and just be like, all right, let me just highlight these cheeks." And it was, but then if we had a lot of house parties at the time.
Yeah, that was a crazy time because I was going to school and working at the same time.
Yeah.
So I only got to see you guys very little.
Yeah.
And whenever I would come over, it'd be like, I remember you guys had like a tower of Heineken beer. We had Heineken beer bottles that were all empty and just like you were building.
Like we were proud of it.
Yeah.
What pieces of shit.
And there was probably like so many fruit flies or some shit like that.
It was such,
out of there.
We were such a pieces. We were such like guys.
Yeah, it was very guys. But
we're like so like bro-y.
Yeah.
But like in an artsy way. We were artsy bros.
Yeah.
Living in the suburbs.
Living in the suburbs.
That was, and then we had a lot of house parties, and we played a lot of cool music. We went to a lot of like
clubs.
We were going. We used to go to so many like trance and house clubs.
Yeah.
Did you ever skate with us?
No, that was the one thing I never was into because I had a fear of just like breaking my ankles.
That happened to me.
I remember you had
I shattered my ankle doing a trick. I did it. It was like a 8 stair. And it was like I kickflipped off of a stairs of like 8 steps.
Damn.
And I kickflipped and then I landed it. And then when I rode off, I was on the sidewalk and then I rode off like chill.
Uh-huh.
And then the bump off the sidewalk, the little curb, uh-huh. I did that and then I fell and all my weight went on my ankle and I shattered it. So I did the big thing and I got away with it. And then once I was like, oh, I'm cool. And then a little dink. And then I went bang. And then my whole shit. Let's zoom in on this. My whole ankle, all my weight went on my ankle, and it disintegrated it. And now my, like, since then, like, sometimes I walk and I'll just like have like a bum. Sometimes I'll trip on myself.
Yeah, I dislocated my knee when I was a teen, or I think around 19, 20.
Yeah.
And I still feel it from time to time.
Yeah.
Like, depending, they say about like the weather and stuff, like when it's gonna rain.
Yeah.
You feel it in your knees.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel that. Maybe I'm still too young, but I definitely occasionally, like,
my grandmother was like, "It's gonna rain. I feel it in my is that what you like I feel it in my knees
because like
the moisture,
and then something you get swollen.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that is what I'm feeling. I don't even know.
Yeah. So we've gone through a lot of stuff. And then after college, we started working. Like, we didn't have any money, and I was still going to school. Ricky was because I stopped going and then went back because of the gallery thing. And then
I think I graduated.
Yeah, you graduated.
And then I couldn't find work for like maybe a year or year and a half.
And I was working at like a metal warehouse.
Right. And that's when we both,
it was like real. It was like we were fucking around during work making art stuff. I think that's what inspired.
Yeah, so we started working together at the metal warehouse. And how long did we work together there?
Maybe like 3 years, 2, 3 years.
Like 2 years, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
Like 2 years.
2 years. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I didn't love that at the time, but looking back at that point in my life, it was, I had never worked at like a warehouse like that, first of all.
Yeah.
So it was like a very different type of job for me.
Yeah.
And also I was working with my best friend.
Yeah.
But also it was just like us two in this like small
big ass space.
Yeah, it was kind of big.
I think it was big.
It's pretty big, yeah. It was just like a big storage area where they stored all these different pieces of metal.
Yeah.
And we were in charge of just distributing those metal pieces to.
So we would cut metal. We would cut metal and send it out, like little, like different pieces of metal, and we would cut it and send it out to like different aerospace companies. And like, I know we were one of the biggest distributors to like NASA.
Yeah.
We were like, a lot of the metal that they would get for stuff, they would get it from us.
Right. So we would have to like cut that metal specific to their specific.
And then we would make a box.
Into the box.
And that's one of the reasons why we have these boxes here today. Aside from it looks like our logo with the bricks, but that's one of the reasons because of our history, and just like we used to, like, we would cut metal and we would make boxes, we would send it out. But like, there was sometimes when we would have free time, and we would take wood and cut it up and make sculptures out of it.
Yeah, a lot of fucking around.
It's funny. It's fucked up because it's like funny looking back now on how many times we could have lost limbs.
Or you got hurt a lot. Actually,
I did. We were doing like what do they call, like donuts with
the forklifts.
Yeah. What the fuck?
And I remember one of the forklifts was gas powered, and the other one was electric.
Yeah. And
I was always nervous to use the gas powered one because it was a lot louder. And but it was
like
fast.
Yeah.
And it had that big, like, was it gas or propane? I don't know.
It was propane. Yeah.
Propane?
Yeah.
It was right in the back of the seat, and I would always get nervous about that. And then when you would drive around and like hit things, oh my god!
I would work because I worked at a warehouse before that.
I remember that
for a while when I was a kid, and I was like fucking doing all this stupid shit when I was there, and it was with a lot of other stuff. So I was like, whatever. Like,
that job was like intense, kind of, because I come home smelling like oil.
Yeah, it was. It's crazy how intense it was, but then also our friendship made it so easy.
Yeah.
And whenever it was, like, whatever problems there was, like, intensity wise, like, it was kind of masked by us just being buddies fucking around, which is kind of funny because it's such a dangerous job to deal with all these metals.
Yeah, I think we would get in trouble usually sometimes because there was only 2 other managers there also.
Yeah.
So it was like a 4-people operation.
Yeah.
It was very interesting.
So we worked together physically, like doing labor, like physical labor. We worked together. After that we started doing a t-shirt company called Check Minus. We're a good childhood friend of ours in the suburbs. And our main retailer was a skate shop that we used to love growing up called Special Sauce.
Shout out
to Special Sauce. RIP. They no longer exist. I think they closed in 2010, I believe, or 12.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was really good friends with the owner, and I used to put my art up there. Like we had gallery shows at the skate shop when I was younger, and we started selling shirts there. I was like, my friends and I, we're creating a kind of like a skate company. Like it wasn't a skate, it was like a urban. We just call it at the time we were just calling it a t-shirt.
It was just a t-shirt.
We were just making cool t-shirts.
T-shirt company. And then
t-shirt
later
designs.
we would evolve to a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't want to call it streetwear or anything. We're just making cool t-shirts.
Exactly. After Check Minus, we started New Things.
Why did we start?
And then New Things was just like an evolution of where we were both going in our careers. I think originally it was more about, doing work for other people, creating their brands, their websites. We did website work.
Yeah. We did web design. We did music videos. We did logo design. We did branding. We did marketing.
It was supposed to be a creative agency where we would help people.
We started off because we were two design majors, and Ricky was working full-time. Were you working full-time at the time?
I was working, I've always been working.
And I was going back to school for graphic design, but I was working as a logistics manager in Midtown. Mm-hmm. I wanted to get out of that role. Like I wanted to, like I knew I was working towards something, and I was like, what's the next step? Mm-hmm. So, I told the place that I was working at, like, hey, I'm going to be going to school more. I just want to let you know that it might mess with my hours. And that's why I wanted to see it. Like, should I leave or whatever? And they were like very, very warm. They were like, hey, no, we should like do what are you going to school for? We need I'm going to school for graphic design. And they're like, oh, we need a new website. Is that in that umbrella? And I was like, and I'm like, yeah.
We were definitely way in over our heads.
I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And at that time I was like, I didn't have my own computer. I was like doing stuff. Right, I was doing just like sketches off of like, the only time I would use the computer was when I was at school or whatever. Like, and then like, I was just like, drawing a lot of stuff. Like, the UX and UI design was all just like hand drawn on paper. I was like, Ricky, I was asking Ricky, Ricky, you want to do this with me? Like, they're gonna give us money for this. Like, we could use that.
Did they pay us up front? I feel like
they paid us half.
Half? Because I feel like we had,
and then we used that to like use.
We used the computers that we had got
to make the
website. So I feel like
I think it was like at first. It was like $7,500. It was like $7,500, and then we split it and got MacBook Pros.
Yeah,
like the MacBook Pros, but they were the smallest ones.
Yeah, the entry level ones.
11-inch, or I think it was like 13-inch or whatever.
I think 12 maybe.
Yeah,
I still have that one. It's still going pretty strong.
Oh really? I have it. I think I have it, but it's not going strong at all. How I go through computers like water.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about that the other day about you and technology. Like you guys,
I use it at home.
But then when I see you using that music instrument, I'm like, whoa, like, what happened? Because you really like.
I mean, because I mean, when I'm at work, when I'm doing projects, like, I think it's just like, if I'm not direct, I don't know why.
It's like if you really love it, then you're gonna.
Then I'm gonna get into it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we did a website together, and then we were like, we need to call this something. Like, we need to like make this a thing. And we were looking for new clients, and we were thinking about ways for suburban boys living in the big city, how they can
island boys,
how island boys can make it in the big city. And I was like, yo, why don't we I want to fuck with galleries and get my art in galleries one day and potentially just work with these people. Why don't we just interview artists in galleries, and that way that's something that we can we could do branding for them or whatever. So we just started interviewing gallerists, old people.
Gallerists, yeah.
We just started interviewing old people.
Not just old people, but you interviewed young.
But at the time, I feel like they were a lot older than us.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? We were in our 20s and they were 47, 50. We remember when we interviewed that lady that was she was almost, you know what I mean? I just feel like the older, if you think of from my point of view at the time was you think of the most, the biggest person in that world would potentially be the oldest person. Yeah. So that would always reach out to somebody that's been in the field for 30, 40 years, because if they've been in the field for 30, 40 years and they're still doing it, in my eyes, they're successful.
Exactly. Yeah.
So at the beginning,
something's going on.
Something's going on, and then that's a great story. Yeah. So let's interview these artists and gallerists, and then we can we could photograph it, and then later on we can vectorize it, we can digitize it, animate it, and illustrate it. And we worked with we've interviewed both young creatives like jewelry designers and musicians, I guess it was a not mid-level, but what is that called? Your mid-career artists, and also big time artists, and also gallerists, people that own galleries, that they've owned galleries for 20, 30 years. Wow. So we've interviewed every type of person in that creative world. And they started using our portraits after the interview process that we placed on our digital our digital magazine.
Yeah.
We had a magazine. And that's where we had all and this was during the blog era. So it was a online magazine, and it was just things that we were doing, and then interviews that we had. I think
Tumblr was also going hard around this.
It was Tumblr vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we would do things new things, Christmas wish list. And then we would do a story about what we wanted. Ricky wanted Ricky's wish list was at the time it was the Heat Tech gloves with this was cool 15 years ago, that you had a pair of winter gloves that you were able to use for your iPhone. It was cool, that didn't exist before. So we would pull out stuff like that.
Technology was expensive at that time too.
Yeah.
Probably. But now you can get that at a dollar store. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, so we would do stuff like that. We would interview creatives. We would do our own different stories. It was a fun magazine, and we had a lot of launch parties for it. I think, did we do any print? That we didn't do print for New Things, did we? Yeah, we did do print for New Things.
Did we?
Was it or was that during Motorbike?
I think that was during Motor. Oh wait, yeah, we did do. We made little magazines for whenever we would release our capsule collections.
Yeah.
The clothing that we'd make. And then we started the Right Now audio.
Oh,
Right Now magazine.
Yeah. So there was originally New Thing. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So we did that, and then people you go out and people are oh, you're the magazine guys, you're the interview guys, and we're no, we're actually a creative. We had to tell people, no, we're
doing a lot. We're doing the creative agency. We're doing the online magazine. We're doing clothing.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe it was a little
all over. I mean, but that's how you are
Well, that's how everyone is now.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to do
We were doing it. We were doing that multitasking, like building a world before anybody was building a world.
Yeah.
I think who does it best now is like brain dead, where you're interested in multiple things and you put your time and energy and like all your effort into those projects rather than just slapping your logo on it and being like, oh, we did a collaboration with this. Like we actually were interested in multiple things. And at the time it wasn't heard of, like to be like, I remember just talking to people like, you do this, and this. Like, what do you like? What's your focus? And it's like, it's all the focus. It's all world building. It's all together. Like these, like you're coming into what we're interested in. And a lot of, you know, it's a niche group of people that are interested in it, but this is what we're doing. So from there, we started, people were like, oh, you're interview guys. And we were like, no, we're not interview guys. We are creatives, and we started making clothing. And we made cool clothing. We had a bunch of shows during Fashion Week. Yeah. I don't know. We could go on and on. Should we go on and on?
They get the point.
They get that point.
So after New Things, we evolved again. I think around the end of New Things, I was getting tired of the branding.
Yeah.
I think we both were like, we didn't like the name anymore.
Yeah.
We wanted to just, it was becoming more about fashion, I think. I think we had let go of the creative agency side.
Yeah.
The online magazine side. And again, we're just like growing older. So now we wanted to change it up. So then we created Motorbike.
Yeah.
And what would you say Motorbike?
I think Motorbike came out of the idea of I think it was anchored heavily on Right Now Audio. I think Right Now Audio kind of made us ideologically change our perspective on things. I think like that platform, like overarch, like it was like the most important thing to us, like in our souls. And I feel like that like pivot made us kind of think of everything differently.
So right now,
that's why we stopped doing clothing.
Yeah. Right Now started with New Things as a magazine.
Yeah.
And then turned into a radio show.
Yep.
Still under New Things.
On April Radio.
And
what year was that? When did we start doing the
2016 when Trump was elected? That's when everybody kind of jumped into the political sphere, because now we got this crazy man, you know, running the world.
Yeah.
And I think everyone was shook at that point.
Yeah.
A lot of people were speaking up, and eventually it changed politics forever, you know? It made it more, we were talking about it more in our households.
Yeah.
We're talking about it more with our friends, like conversations we've never had before about politics and social issues. I mean, a lot of that stuff came out of Right Now magazine. Well, Right Now Audio.
Yeah. The magazine was more focused on the artists. The artists that were in that world.
Right.
Of like, so we would have
just showcasing artists in the magazine, and then
that we've interviewed or part of our group of our collective.
Yeah.
So we started doing Right Now Audio, New Things Right Now Audio 2016, and it was a way for Ricky and I to express ourselves during the first Trump administration, where we weren't. It was a new. It was a new
world.
Terrain for us. Yeah. It was like a new place.
I don't even remember why I remember we had New Things Radio, and it was just like this random music station that I had created on iTunes.
Yeah.
And you could just log in and listen to regular, just like random music. Not even mixes, because we weren't DJing at that time either. It was just playlists I would put together. But I think you said you wanted to do a radio show talking about what's happening in politics,
but then mixing it with
mixing it with creatives and music.
Because creatives, you would think that us as creatives are the most um progressive people in the world. But just because you're an artist, you might not know shit about anything else but art.
Exactly.
Like I've spoken to a lot of artists, like well-known artists, and their point of view on like what's going on in the world is fucked because they got a certain niche group of people that buy their art and then just keep on busting out that work. And they're not, you would think that they were more, because they're artists, they're more in touch with everything.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a very, you shouldn't do that. Like you shouldn't think because you're an artist or you're creative, oh, that person's left. Like, oh, that person's progressive. That person's on the right side of history or whatever. No, it's like, this is something you gotta learn. And like, I don't really know how, like, what made us go, what the fuck? I think the first thing for me, I don't even know.
Politically,
I don't even know what the first, I know we started meeting a lot of city kids, and we were like friends with like, the trans community. Mm-hmm. And I feel like just being friends with all these different groups of people and becoming like part of these communities without being like we were outsiders being in their community and they're allowing us in and like feeling like, wow, like if I was still living in the suburbs and heard like, you know what I mean? Like if I was closed minded and just like being open to the world around us and then just being more, like whatever everyone's dealing with. I felt that way in some sort, a more minuscule way, but like having that connection of like, what is that word called when you're like, you feel something for people, but you sympathetic. Like yeah, sympathetic or it was the empathy. Like it doesn't necessarily have to affect you directly, but because you see someone else having that pain, like that's fucked up, and then trying to see yourself in them. And I feel like from there, like I don't know, something happened with the this is like before the George Floyd.
Yeah, I mean
this is before that.
Yeah, because there was a lot of
it was like police brutality happening.
Yes. That was the lead up to George Floyd, because there was already a lot of civil unrest when it came to police.
And we had an art show for that. Remember that?
Did we?
In Queens.
For what?
For all I remember I wore the police department shirt, and there was a lot.
Oh yeah, but what was that?
That was in Queens. That was that was new things. That was at that was the one in Long Island City. What's his name?
Oh, that was about police.
A lot of the art that was in that show. Oh. And then remember the punk rock, the punk.
Yeah. I remember now. Okay. Yeah, but the lead up to 2020.
That was during that time.
That was 2020, right? George Floyd.
Yeah. We got to fact check that.
No, yeah, I think it was during COVID, like the beginning of COVID. George Floyd happened right in the beginning. It was like COVID and George Floyd, like unrest happening at the same time. I forgot where I was going with that, but
before 2016 though.
Yeah, so 2016 was like the reason why we started the radio show.
Yeah,
and then years of just like continuing that show.
Yeah, like eventually advocating for groups.
Yeah.
Giving groups that might not have platforms, giving them the platform to communicate their points of view on civil unrest and like things that are happening in their community that they don't see is right. And everybody that we've had on the show was like, it was through the lens of a creative. So they were either artists, musicians. We had really well-known comedians now that are in Hollywood now. Shout out our good friend Patty Harrison. And we've had great DJs, producers, and the discussions were difficult because, again, like as creatives, you might be making cool music and designs, but you might not know too much about it. But like once you're in that, we had a lot of roundtable discussions. Yeah. Once you are in that discussion, you feel more comfortable with like, oh shit, you saw that too? Oh, I didn't know about that. Thanks for like pointing that out. And then like, how do you feel? And it's more about how you feel as a person on subjects than what's happening, because it's like, it's not just what's happening out there. It's like your mental like load. Like I feel like this current, I don't mean to flash forward, but I feel like this administration's giving us a lot of future PTSD. There might be a class, like what if there's like a class action lawsuit that like our brains getting fucking fried by all this. Like this isn't good for our mental health. And we're all going through this. Like we're on a fucking, what is that called? A ride. We're all going on a
roller coaster ride?
A roller coaster ride. And the radio show was a way for us to cope with what was going on in the world. Mostly at that time, 2016, we focused on politics in the United States.
Yeah.
So it was
really directly just because of Trump's presidency. But I think where I started caring more, the first Trump presidency, are we going to get into this?
Yeah, let's talk about all this and I'll edit it out. Let's fucking go.
When Trump first came into his presidency in 2016, he didn't have the power he has today, right? Yeah. He doesn't have Congress. He doesn't have the judges.
Yeah.
He didn't have the judges or whatever, but now he has all that.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different ballgame.
Yeah.
During his first,
he had no control.
Yeah,
he was all talk, and that's what was stressing us out.
It was all talk, but then like thankfully nothing really big happened.
But the talk at the time, we had nothing. We never had to deal with that before that. So it was very jarring to us to hear all that, but not knowing that this guy can't do any of these things.
But even going through it as like in the middle of his presidency, it still didn't feel bad, you know? It just felt like we have an idiot in our Oval Office,
like we were still in control, and it was very frustrating.
Yes.
And we would talk about it, but it was like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
And now it's like he's in control. And it's like he's talking all this shit, and we have that layer that we've already gotten used to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this guy. But then on top of that, he's taking action because he has control over certain things. It's not like he's not doing a lot of this stuff is potentially unlawful.
It is unlawful. He does it, and then he just deals with the law later.
Yeah.
With the judges later.
He's like, oopsies.
Oopsies, we'll deal with it in court.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But by the time it goes through court, like he's already done it. The deed's already done. The damage is done.
Yeah.
And now we just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So yo, bro, yo, this shit, like, House of Building, bro, like, we're creative nerds that care about what's going on in the world. We're gonna be as fucking entertaining as possible. We're gonna have animations. We're gonna have, live musicians. We're gonna have interviews, but like, we're gonna also be talking about stuff that's fucking annoying. Like, I'm posting things that are happening about people in Gaza every day. And I'm sure people are like, what the fuck is going on? This guy is on the dark side of the web. Still people today think that. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And it's like,
it bothers me too when people like assume there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing wrong with us.
Communicating what's going on out there. Stop killing people, and then I'll stop posting about it. This is that, you know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like this is the new normal. Like, we need to be aware. We're trying to be as entertaining as possible. And as everyone gather around, we're hanging out together as possible, but then also tackle hard-hitting discussions that aren't entertaining, but try to figure out in a lens that is like, oh, I can, cause like sometimes I have discussions with people and it's not that, and I can see this happening to anybody. It's not like discussions that make you feel uncomfortable at the jump because you're not aware of what's going on. So you're just like, I don't know about that. Like, leave me out of this.
It's uncomfortable. People don't like to have, a lot of people don't even want to discuss what's happening in Gaza because it's an uncomfortable conversation. And I could 100% relate to that because when October 7th happened, remember we were still doing Right Now audio.
We didn't know what the fuck it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that's fucked up, but I can't say anything because
but so remember, like me and Melissa had that show, and then even then we were like tiptoeing around it because of how, you know,
it's a structure of like of making you afraid. Because if you call at that time, if you say something, then you don't know if it's considered something or not something.
Exactly.
And it's like the veil at this point is you know, the veil is pushed. Oh, what is it? The veil is taken off.
Has been lifted.
Has been lifted, and like it's not about a certain group of people or a certain religion. It's all about government, and it's all about government structure, and it's all about nationalism, and it's all about masking nationalism and hiding behind ideas of like religion. So, oh, you can't say this about me because I'm this. We're not talking about your religion, bro. We're talking about what you're doing with those 53,000 people, 54,000 people. We're not talking about how we think your religion's this or that. We're talking about 2025, you killing X amount of people. We're not talking about whose God is right and whose God is wrong and whose people is right and whose people is wrong. We're talking about you annihilating 54,000 people. Like, it's like you can't.
And counting.
I guess more. More. You can't gaslight me anymore, bro. You can't tell me that I can't say that this group, the same thing as the United States. We're fucking people over. We're like this. I'm taking my, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have to separate yourself from the government because the government doesn't always speak for the people. And like sometimes the government propaganda is so strong that a majority of the people follow through with the propaganda. I'm still not blaming the people. I'm blaming the government because the government has the power over the people.
Yeah, no one's above.
We need to be free. We all need to be free.
I don't think no one's above being propagandized. I guess.
No,
like
never.
We're also capitalism, like the way we think.
Yeah.
The way everyone feels the need to be a CEO of their company.
Yeah.
Or
creative director.
A creative director, or like a president of so and so.
Yeah.
It's all the incentives around capitalism has like just created this completely bad atmosphere where
you go, boy.
It's just
fucking like, go off, Ricky.
Bro, like you don't
tell them.
You don't care about your morals. You don't care about like how you look.
Yo,
at the end of the day, it's all about how much money you're getting in your bank.
Word.
And it's like, that's all you care about? That's capitalism, though.
Yeah. Have you ever gone out for drinks with one of like a vice president or CEO? They're not that fun.
No.
They're not.
And I've spoken to people who have money. They're always just like talking about money.
They're like the hillbilly. It's like, I feel like the people that have the most money are hillbillies. They're the same on the same spectrum as hillbillies. Like if you have a lot of money, it's pretty much the same as you having no money. Cause when you have that extreme world where you have nothing or you have everything, you could do whatever you want. It's when you have something that you need to protect is when you care about things.
Yeah.
When you're on opposite sides of the spectrum, I remember growing up being poor and like just fucking living in the, like my fun was going in the backyard and playing in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then like you see a wealthy person doing dumb shit, buying excessively bullshit, like just going wild and out. And it's like, it's the same mentality of like, just do whatever you want because it doesn't matter. And it's like,
as long as you're making money and like you got a nice car, that's what sadly a lot of people view as successful, right? Yeah. But like you're not as successful inside, like be who you are as a person, right? Yeah. Because you sacrificed everything else to be this rich guy now. Yeah. And I don't know, like
let's get into that this is all good stuff. But let's get into what House of Building means to us. So House of Building is a platform for all these things that we just discussed, is being a creative and having an interest in not just being a creative. Like we use these assets like this video and stuff. This is us creating, and our passion is doing this, like doing all the setup and stuff. But it's like, what are we gonna say during this? I don't want to talk about art all the time. I don't give a fuck. Like I make art. Like I make art. I make music. We design stuff. We do creative direction, art direction, and branding and all that stuff for brands and people. But it's like, why? It's not like we're gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, check out this new design. I'm not, or like check out Margella's new collection here. Like, it's part of your life. But it's like the things that really matter to us the most are human beings, and like I'd say like the struggle to be a human being, and the struggle to do what you want to do and like fulfill your life goals, but do it in a way where you're not stepping on anyone else's toes.
Yeah, you're not climbing over someone else to
achieve it, because you could do this without hurting someone else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you could do whatever you want.
And it's not just like single people, it's also corporations that it's greed over people, basically, you know?
It's true.
So House of Buildings to me is building a community too.
Yes.
Maybe like a learning, I don't want to call it a school, but a place where you learn about the world you live in. It's like, people, no offense to like people who watch, because I watch reality TV too, but I think you need to have like a foot in what's happening in the world right now, because it's a completely different set of circumstances, and it's going to change like rapidly the next few months, years. And you should understand what's happening in the world, just even in your own local government. What's happening, because this will affect your kids, your friends. Everybody.
Just think of us as this is the start of the new PBS. Government. The government is the current administration is defunding PBS. We are the new PBS, and it starts at this show. And it starts off
the new Sesame Street.
Exactly. It starts off of knowing what's going on. And then after knowing what's going on, we're going to give you a few treats. We're going to give you cool animations from upcoming artists. We're going to give you cool music from upcoming artists. We're going to give you great conversations with creative people that you either look up to or you're friends with or you didn't know about, and it might spark an interest with you and your friends. We're going to talk about clothing that, is sustainable or clothing that's not sustainable. We're going to talk about architecture that's the future, but also in the past. We're going to talk about everything in between. But let's get back into what House of Building the word means. HOB, House of Building. That word, it derives from House of Building. Those three words derived from the German Bauhaus movement, which is directly translated to House of Building. Bauhaus is House of Building. So we're pretty much the New York City version of the Bauhaus movement. The Bauhaus movement was an artist school and a creative outlet and a state of mind in Germany pre-Nazi times. And it was dismantled in the 1930s, primarily due to the increasing pressure of the Nazi regime and them calling the Bauhaus movement pretty much pieces of shit, and because they were expressing themselves. So
So they shut it down.
So they shut it down. I don't know anymore.
Sounds very familiar to what's happening.
Yes. It's fascism, bro. It's fascism. So we're here to combat fascism in a creative way. We're here to, I feel like the strongest weapon against fascism is information, right?
You need access to information, and that information is being taken away from people every day.
Yeah.
Like we're losing the ability, like
There's
people don't realize in America that access to internet is very scarce in different parts of the US.
Yeah.
And you would think like we all just have the same internet.
Yeah.
But there's people that still have dial-up connections to the internet.
Yeah.
In very rural places in America.
Yeah.
And they're working to even make it worse for them with that new Trump bill that's going to come out, the big, beautiful bill. But yeah, House of Building, a place to learn, a place to grow, a place to build relationships.
Made by artists.
Made by artists.
You don't like to be called an artist?
I don't really consider myself an artist, I think.
I think you're an artist, yeah.
I guess anyone could be an artist. Like
I ask Sammy all the time, what do you think I am? She says, she's like, whenever I'm like introduce you, like, oh, my husband or whatever, I always say, what does he do for a living? He's a creative.
Yeah.
And like, you don't consider me an artist or this or that. Like when I started making music, I'm like, am I a musician? She's like, what's up with you with these titles? She's like, I just think of you as a creative. You do these things because you create stuff.
That's how I view it.
Yeah.
So yeah. I would have never, I think that's a question I've always had throughout my life. Like what is it that I do? Like, cause I don't draw. I don't.
You draw
but I know how.
When you used to doodle, I like your doodles.
Like I know how to draw. Like, I can draw if you ask me to draw, but that's not like my thing.
Yeah.
I feel like my thing has always just been connecting the dots. Of like making it happen. Maybe in more in a technical way.
Yeah.
That's why I think I lean more towards the title of like a producer.
Yeah.
Because like you're just like making it
making it happen.
Yeah.
Word. What do you consider me?
Like a creative director, I think is probably more encompassing.
Because it's like all of it and then like putting it together.
Yeah.
Like figuring it out.
But artist like works just as well too, because that goes across the whole spectrum of like anything. You can be a chef who's an
artist. Exactly.
So House of Building, y'all.
House of Building, y'all. So welcome to House of Building, our first episode. And you just found out what it means, what it do, and what we're going to do. One of our first, I guess that's not a story, but kind of like the first things we wanted to discuss, is we're me and you were guys, right?
Yeah.
All right. And have you ever witnessed yourself, like after like reflecting on yourself, experiencing toxic masculinity?
Yes. Yeah. And not even realizing it till like these past.
Like, why am I upset about this?
Yeah. What do you think is like your toxic masculinity trait? If you don't mind sharing, you don't have to. But
no, I don't even know. Like, I feel like just being like us thinking naturally, like we have to grow out of like things that we were taught.
Yeah.
Through entertainment, through our parents, just like things that bother me that people would say. And it's like checking myself and being like, that shouldn't bother me. It's like, when like I think something, I don't know if this is toxic masculinity or just like.
Wait, is this the topic?
No, the toxic topic is the toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity kind of goes into what I wanted to bring up. I'll go into it the right way.
Okay.
So I really love the comedian Tim Robinson. He was a writer on SNL, I believe, and he was also an actor on SNL for a little while. And he also had a few shows that he wrote, directed, and produced over the last 10 years. One of them being, he's best known for the Netflix series, I Think You Should Leave Now. And and his comedy style kind of trumps the idea of comedy before him for me personally. And comedy for me before him was Another Man. And it's Seinfeld, but the face of Seinfeld, but through the voice and words of what's his name? The guy from Could.
The guy who made Seinfeld.
Yeah, the guy who made Seinfeld. You were thinking that Seinfeld was Seinfeld, but Seinfeld was just a puppet, and what's his name was like
Larry
David. Yes. So Larry David style, was like up here for me. It was kind of like humility, but then getting away with it.
Mm.
And I feel like that's what toxic masculinity is where it's like men like do stuff because they think they can get away with it. They kind of get away with it. They leave people being like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit, but then they keep going on with their lives as successful people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. It's like you're not aware of yourself in a way. And I feel like for Tim Robinson taps into a very particular current of male anxiety and absurdity that feels fresh compared to earlier comedy traditions like Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm. While those older shows mined humor from social rules and the awkwardness of trying to navigate them, Seinfeld elevated the petty grievance to an art form. Curb spotlighted the neurotic ego that constantly bumps up against norms. Robinson's comedy lives in a world where the rules themselves are arbitrary, fragile, and ready to collapse at any moment, often because the men in his sketches will bend or break them the second they no longer serve their needs.
Mm-hmm.
And I Think You Should Leave Now, a typical sketch might start in a familiar setting, a work meeting, a party, a date, and quickly spiral as one male character refuses to admit fault, clings to a self-serving lie, or violently overcommits to a bit to save face. His characters often embody a kind of modern male panic, unable to process shame or vulnerability. They double down in increasingly absurd ways. This resonates with me, and I believe men today, because I went to the opening of the Friends movie, and it was fucking packed with bros. Yeah. It was packed with dudes and their girlfriends or significant others. Like you could tell that the men were there, and then the women were there just to be there for their guys. So this resonates with men today because it mirrors a broader cultural moment. Many men are realizing that the traditional structure of authority and masculinity, the unspoken rules that they were taught to follow, are both flimsy and suspect. They might outwardly defend these norms, but internally and sometimes destructively, they know the game is up. The result is a kind of flailing performative masculinity which Robinson captures perfectly. Men who want to be in control but are also terrified, exposed, and ridiculous. Ultimately, Robinson's comedy speaks to a generation of men reckoning with outdated scripts for how to behave, scrambling to adapt, and often making fools of themselves in the process. The laughter is cathartic because it cuts it to a real, raw truth about where many men find themselves today.
Many men.
Many, many men wish death upon me. So I feel like you're kind of familiar with him, but you're not too familiar with him. But you could see how like a movie or like everything he embodies is like us. Like where it's like sometimes I feel uncomfortable in a conversation. Like let's say Edwin Walter at 35 years old, I might have been like, hey, you see this hat here? Mm-hmm. This hat was expensive. I'm getting ahead in this conversation because I'm calling out that I made enough money to be able to afford this hat that I'm aware that everybody is cool with. And that gives me an ultimate pass to be like normal because that's what men are supposed to do. They're supposed to work hard and buy good things and then show them off. And that's how you communicate with others. Or like men that are like, have you seen a sports game? Like, it's like these like layers of like, this is how I'm going to this is how I'm going to communicate with people.
Yeah, it's like a Halloween costume of like a man, and then you see the list next to it of like all the things.
This, like GQ, what you should be wearing as a guy.
Like plays, watches footballs on Sunday.
So if you ever see somebody with cue cards like we have right here, if we had a guest on here and the guest went off on a tangent, like, in real time, if we were having a conversation as men, you think, oh, this is how the conversation is supposed to go. And if that conversation doesn't go in your direction, you feel uncomfortable, and then you might act out and might say something fucking weird or something that's like unjust. And it's like, it's because us as men didn't learn how to actually
take rejection.
Not just take a rejection, just communicate. Communicate, or in a way where
communicating is not masculine.
Communicating is allowing freely, people just having free, like, this is how I feel. This is how I feel, without being attacked.
But there's bumpers because of masculinity, toxic masculinity.
Yeah, because there's an ego involved.
Yes. Well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, the ego. If I have a conversation with you and you're like, bro, I don't know anything about cars, right? But like, bro, this car, I like this car. And then I'm like, bro, this car is what's the best car. And they'd be like, no. I might be with toxic masculinity. I'd be like, shut the fuck up, bro. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're driving the X of this car. You don't even know what you're talking about. You know what I mean? And you go off on these people, and then you like it's like, it's not about the information. It's about how you feel and you being attacked. And then you can never get ahead on anything. The car is one thing, but like, let's say like food or religion or anything. Oh, my food, I think this food is better than this food or whatever. I just feel like toxic masculinity makes people not able to, it doesn't allow them to learn other people's points of view, and then at the end of the day, learn about themselves as people and like outside of their comfort zone.
So there's no empathy
with toxic masculinity,
or little empathy with toxic masculinity.
It's all me.
It's all you.
It's all you. So you go into a house party. This is a perfect Tim Robinson skit. You go into a house party. This is one skit. And maybe we can just show it. We'll show the clip here. Let's watch the clip here. Yeah. So this clip was funny because it shows that he's uncomfortable during this conversation, and he'll do anything he can to just double down on his lie to make him feel good as a person and like get away with it. And he'll do anything, like lie about the other person, make them feel like shit, just so he can feel good about his lie. And I think that's just like, it's like not just we're men, so I'm going to put the blame on us, because the reason why this world is going to shit is mostly due to fucked up men in the world. I think let's say 85% of the 85% has to do with toxic masculine men that aren't getting their way and making everyone pay for it.
Sure.
Like they're babies that they're not getting their way, and they're making people like take sides because of their perspective on everything.
Yeah.
Right now, our like, if we were to have a mayor at this point in the world, who would it be?
Right now, I would go for Zoran Mondani, a New York City Democratic Socialist who is running for New York City mayor. You may not have heard about this guy at all, because honestly, I feel like he just came out of like nowhere. And then he was in the debates recently that neither of us watched. debates are like, a lot of people don't even watch these because of, I already said before, well, I'm going to say it again, because it's not a real debate. Like, you're not really getting anything out of this.
Yeah.
It's just a clip moment of like people dunking on each other.
Yeah.
You're not getting full.
I'm trying to get little voice.
Yeah, you're not getting like full ideas. You don't have, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who are running for New York City mayor.
Yeah.
Do you know half those people?
No. I don't know any of them. Exactly. I know Cuomo and
exactly, and those are the Zoran and Cuomo.
That's it. That's the only people I know.
Are the top 2 people.
You don't even hear from the current, our current mayor. He's not. I don't see him doing anything.
Yeah,
he's out. That guy's
you think
out.
He's gonna lose?
That guy's a piece of shit.
What do you think is gonna happen?
Hopefully,
in like
Zoran wins.
Ricky here, stepping in real quick to give you guys an update on the New York City primary election. Our boy Zoran Mondani has won. He will be going up against the disgraced Andrew Cuomo and our current mayor, Eric Adams. Stay tuned to see what happens in November during the mayor elections.
It's like, they're
corporate greed.
They make mistakes, but they're still well known. So we should keep with this household name, even though it's associated with fucked up shit, where there's like a clear vision of the future for certain people with like positive, views on the world. And like, but I think like with this, what's going on right now, I feel like people are at a breaking point, and we need a more progressive, mayor that would be better for us as a community here in New York City.
Right now is a great time for change because, unfortunately, because of the world how it is today, where everything's just like tossed up. You got Trump, who is like a fucking idiot, and his cabinet is a bunch of like news anchor people from Fox Television.
Yeah.
But like
they're all like WWE stars.
Yeah.
They're all just actors.
So like, if there was any time in history and like any time right now to like make changes to what's going on, not just because the right side has completely changed, right?
Yeah.
It's a Trump MAGA republic.
Left side's changed
right?
too.
So now because of that, Democrats are being forced to become this new thing that we're now seeing with Zoran and like AOC and like, Bernie Sanders is also a Democratic socialist.
I just want to say out loud, I'm a socialist, but I understand when you have to be a democratic socialist, where you have to feel like you have to go slightly to the right, because like a socialist is all the way to the left. A Democrat is, I don't want to say a centrist, but they're slightly like, let's chill out. Let's not do all that. Let's not. Yeah. So it's like I think
it has more to do with our system of capitalism.
Yeah.
So therefore, we had to work with the capitalism frame, and then still like try to infuse the socialist ideas that we want.
Definitely.
Healthcare, like universal healthcare, universal
caring about people. Let's just say that. Let's just be really clear what socialism is.
So like
socialism is like everybody, like everyone deserves a chance. Let's not leave people behind. Let's not be pieces of shit. That's what socialism is. It's like, let's not be a piece of shit and like be selfish. That's what it is.
So democratic socialism is just working, to me, within the frame of capitalism, because like, in all reality, we're never going to have like a real socialist. Not in our lifetime.
I hope so.
It's not going to be like true socialism.
I mean, maybe it's something
at
involved.
Least I don't think that's what democratic socialism is, in my opinion. So yeah, we have this primary coming up June 24th. Make sure to vote. Make sure you're registered. You have to be registered as either Democrat or Republican to vote in the primaries.
Yeah.
If you're independent, then you're asked out. Unfortunately, I don't understand that, honestly.
You can't vote?
You can't vote in the primaries.
Oh, wow.
If you're independent. I think it's different if you're voting for like presidential races. But
isn't the current mayor, Mayor Adams, registered as an independent at this time, so no one can vote for him. So is this what's going on? Going to tell us
You can vote for him if he's independent.
Oh, but you said the independents
I'm
can't
saying
vote right now.
like the people who vote.
Oh, so when do
The people who vote are independent, are registered as independent.
They vote another day.
They can't vote in the primaries. Their vote won't count in the primaries.
Can I ask you, what does the primaries mean if not everyone being able to vote for the mayor?
It has to do with what you're registered under.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if we're all voting for the next mayor, and if someone that's not an independent, someone that's in an independent can't vote at this time, how are we not all being able to vote for the mayor at this time? Is this not the final?
Okay.
Give it to me, buddy.
You can vote for an independent, but independent voters to participate in primary election. Wait, the ability for an independent voter to participate in primary election depends on specific rules of the state.
Okay.
So here in New York, it may be different outside of this state, but here in New York, if you're registered as an independent, your vote will not, I don't even know if you can vote. Maybe you can go, but I don't know if it'll count. I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like some slimy way to like just keep it Republican or Democrat, because that's the institution that we live in. It's just like Republican or Democrat. There's no other like Green Party. That's like bullshit. Like it doesn't. So you can't. None of that matters.
So then, so because Mayor Adams is he's part of the independent. He's part of the independent party.
Mm-hmm.
As a
that's a good question.
As a Democrat, or the only people that could vote for him is a Democrat or a Republican.
Yes.
So if you're registered as an independent, you can't vote for your mans.
In primaries and just in primaries.
Well, what's the other stuff?
Presidential election.
Oh, okay.
If you're independent, that's fine. You can go vote.
That is so weird, dude.
It depends state by state.
It's so confusing.
Yeah. So if you were like registered independent and you're like, I'm gonna go vote for whoever.
Yeah.
You go there and you're like, fuck, like I didn't even know that. So if you are a registered independent, like I don't even know what to tell you.
You gotta change your.
I don't even know how quick. Like how quick can you even do that?
I don't know.
I don't know how fast.
Let's look into that.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
Well, I will. I'll Google it right after we get off the phone.
Yeah. So yeah, elections coming. Have you ever done rank voting? Do you know the rank voting system?
Yeah, you gotta go, it's like, I'll pick this one, and then if I don't get this one, I'll get this one. Yeah. But if I don't want that one.
So if you're not very familiar with that, did you get the letter? They send out letters of like how ranked voting works too.
I should have it. I Googled, I checked it online.
Yeah, so it's a little different from just presidential elections. A lot of people are, including myself, are saying don't even rank Cuomo.
Yeah.
You should know.
Don't even put him on the list.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Well, can you do that? Can you do that, or you have to name him?
You would have to like cross him out. I don't know for sure, but I heard people say just like cross him out.
Yeah.
And put in some other name. It could be like your name. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know, man.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
If
this is a big deal in New York City.
I think this is a big deal in the United States.
In the United States,
New York
I don't
City,
even know if there's ever been a Democratic Socialist elected for anything.
And AOC, even though AOC, I don't see eye to eye with her on some things, like how she handles some things. But it's like, everyone has to she has to answer to her, her higher ups or whatever. So she tries to keep safe with certain things that she says.
She has to.
So it's like, sometimes you don't like see eye to eye with a lot of politicians, but just a heads up, just like I'm letting you know, she she's for Zoran. She's like,
after the debate, she officially endorsed Zoran.
yeah,
And I think that was planned. I think she was waiting for the debate to happen
yeah.
for her to officially like.
Did Bernie say anything
About Zoran?
Yeah, which it would be weird if he didn't. But I haven't.
It
seen
would be
any,
weird if he didn't. But I can't
he's like
remember.
his like that's his people. Like
Yeah,
they're
but he has to be like super careful about like, socialism.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad thing. Apparently.
but he is a socialist.
Yeah, he is. He's a Democratic
He is.
socialist.
Yeah, he is like the ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah. But, people hear the word socialism and they get scared because, again, propaganda. That's American propaganda for you.
Socialism is good. Socialism is our future. Like, if you just think this is what socialism is. If you have everything you need in the world, if you work, you get money, your family's healthy, you're taken care of, you have a great house, you have a great healthcare system, great food, everything is perfect for you. If that was your lifestyle, and knowing that you can give that to someone else without anything being taken away from you, like if someone was like, you could still do this, but all you have to do is like say yes to allowing those other people to have that, which is like, okay, your tax dollars, right? Your tax dollars are going to things that you don't want to go to all the time. Your tax dollars they're going to fund wars that have nothing to do with you. Your tax dollars are going to the pockets of crooked politicians. If there was a way and this is the perfect world, if there was a way for you to be comfortable, you to live your life and be, let's say everyone was wealthy and you could give that, all you have to say is like, yeah, let's pass it along to the next person. That's what socialism is. Just saying like, I'm for everyone being able to
live peacefully,
and comfortably.
Worry, yeah.
And
bare, like the bare minimum.
It's like if your neighbor needed something, you would help your neighbor out. Like, and that's on like a big scale.
Exactly.
Like just because you don't see the person doesn't mean they're not hurting. You know what I mean? And just because you're, in a better town or better neighborhood that has a higher tax bracket, I don't need to deal with that type of people. It's like, no, everything is interconnected. The people that work at the restaurants that you eat at don't live in that neighborhood. They go back to their own neighborhood and they have their own struggles. Like everyone's interconnected. It's like, I feel like the best way for me to explain it is like Washington, D.C. Like when we went to Washington, D.C. for my art show, like hearing everyone be like, oh, I don't even live here. Like everyone was coming from different places. Everyone was coming from Maryland or Virginia, right?
Yeah, that's usually like most big cities. It's just bridge and tunnel people. But why?
Because they can't afford it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're living this life and then they leave to go back to the place. So what I'm saying is like socialism. Socialism is good for everybody.
Everybody.
And that's
we all win.
And that's like that if socialism is done right.
Yeah. A lot of people will bring up examples of when socialism didn't go right in our history, but I personally think like
half of that's propaganda, and then the other half it's like through the scope of capitalism.
Yeah.
Like everyone's an enemy.
Yeah.
So that, and also like a lot of people aren't doing right because a lot of people that are in politics are crooked. So we need to like get those people out of here. We need people that are for the
eventually
people.
All those people will die and go away. But how long do you think before like our generation is like really in there getting shit done?
I don't know.
Or even if they get shit done.
I mean,
I don't even know. Like,
I feel like AI is going to take over everything.
Yeah.
I feel like everything's going to be controlled by fucking robots that are like, no, get out of here. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and who is programming those robots? The billionaires, the trillionaires. So like all goes back to capitalism. But that's another show.
I mean, I had a whole thing about AI, that they're trying to prevent AI laws from being made in states for minimum 10 years. Did you hear about that?
No.
So the new bill is proposed to stop any new regulations for AI and any new laws from being created in the next 10 years. So no one can make any laws that will help anybody with any emerging technology in AI. So, like, for example, and the reason why that's troublesome, because, like, I don't know, like surveillance tech, right? Out in the streets, there's AI surveillance tech. They're like watching you. They're taking all your like appearance information, and now you're in this like database.
Yeah, like they're doing facial recognition. They're doing mapping of the face.
So like,
so they know
maybe if there were laws, you'd be like, hey, we're not okay with this.
Yeah,
because they're making it hard for regulation that a lot of stuff is going to happen.
I feel like a lot of things are sliding under the radar at this point that we're not. It's not directly affecting us now.
And not only surveillance, but also like housing uses AI on people to like see if you qualify for this house.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of discrimination being used in these AI tools, and it's just another tool for like classism. It's like what's happening in this classism.
Yeah, basically. No, everything is based off of classism, fascism, and capitalism. All these fucked up, nasty things, because they're already in the works, and those people are in those buildings, in those seats, in control of all of this new tech. It's like it's only being further. Like the momentum is only going. It's only going faster and forward because those are the people that are doing these things. That's why it's AI
is gonna explode like in a major. I personally believe that. A lot of people are already saying that. A lot of people are saying like the job market's gonna get fucked. Like
it's already getting fucked.
It's already fucked, but like it's gonna get.
I heard that there's a lot of companies now that are having meetings about systems being implemented. And this isn't the first meetings that they've been in. They've been in multiple meetings about systems that are going to be implemented within the next year that are going to crush jobs, like crush them. And I don't know, you might get let go from your job by, if you're a contractor or something, they might say, oh, like projects are slow now. Or they might tell you, like, because they don't want to tell you that your job is being taken over by AI, because that would be a whole thing. So I feel like they're trying to figure out ways to like let people go slowly.
Yeah.
And it's like, because like
I think that's what happened with Doge. Like, you know how they got rid of a bunch of people?
Yeah.
I think those jobs will probably be replaced with AI.
Probably. It's fucked up. So
there's a lot of stuff happening. The AI thing about laws is similar to schools. You know how schools are being like defunded if you don't follow the policy.
Yeah, but that's
basically
illegal.
The same thing that's happening with AI right now in states.
A lot of these schools that's happening to them, and then they're fighting back in courts.
Yeah, so the same thing's happening with AI, where the government says if you regulate AI, if you create AI laws in your state, we're taking away your funding.
Yeah.
And that funding is specifically for internet infrastructure across the United States.
But you see how fucked that is? Because it's like you're taking away, it's like the computer over the person. You're taking away funding to help children learn, children that are in your country that you love, this is my country, I'm for the people of the country. You're taking away funding to help people learn because
not just learn, but like information to use, just like
all of this information because of computer, which is technology, which is money.
Yeah.
Money over people. The only reason why they want to push this AI thing is because it's fast. It helps the company become bigger.
Saves money.
It saves. Yes. But fucking cares. Like, figure it out.
That's them figuring it out.
No, like you.
But that's what the problem with capitalism is.
Because all it is big, fatter, make it bigger, make it bigger.
And that's what I say about the incentive of capitalism is like, there's no morals. It's just like more money, give me more money for. What are they even like we're using all this money for?
Yeah.
Like, why is the CEO getting like a $2 million bonus at the end of the year?
Word.
Like, what? How does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, the wealth gap is crazy. Like, it's just building more and more every day. And I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Is it socialism? I know it is the answer to it, but it just seems like such a faraway dream. Well, Zoran's like making it more tangible, I guess, in a way. But so I guess there's like a little hope there, you know. But it's a lot of crazy stuff happening. And like I said before, like we mentioned before, Trump is in power right now. So all these laws, you know, that big bill is going to pass and a lot of things are going to change. I mean, they're already saying that we're about to enter our recession in the second half of the year, which is now, we're in June. So we should expect a lot of changes happening soon.
Great. Well, the next segment of the show is a animation short from our good friend Nicholas from France. His style is amazing. You probably noticed the same style animation as our intro video, which he did for us. Thank you, Nicholas, for that.
Thanks, Nicholas.
Let's get into a little bit about him as an artist and his animation.
Hi, so my name is Nicolas. I am 27 and I'm the one who made the animated intro. And I was asked by Edwin to do this little presentation of me and my process. And so I'd say like my process, what about it? So like, first of all, I think Edwin and Richie, like they spotted me. Oh my God, this can be complicated. By the way, I am French, as you can tell, so maybe my English isn't perfect. Anyway, so yeah, I guess they spotted me with my Elon video, which is a small animation where Batman is punching someone that defends Elon after he made the Nazi salute. The infamous Nazi salute. But yeah, and it was kind of it kind of represent what I used to usually do on Instagram these days, which is like short animations, little strips with where I appropriate the character of Batman, which I always had some sort of fascination for. And like the joke is that Batman is supposed to be me. But at the same time, there is like this dichotomy, I would say. I don't know if it works in English. Dichotomy, anyway. Dualité, anyway. This on one side, you have the fact that Batman is like kind of a right-wing fantasy. It started like that, I would say. And on the other side, you have me that is pushing my far left ideas and values through this character and appropriating this character, making it like some sort of left-wing persona. And people in my comment section also always point that to me and point the fact that Batman is basically a right-wing fantasy, should be at least, and wouldn't be with the Palestinian, wouldn't be for peace, wouldn't be against cop and stuff like that. I'm aware, I'm aware, but I don't care. Like I like this like tension between these two reality of the character. Like it's not even a reality, but like the way I appropriated the character for myself. So this is what I do these days. I used to do like lots of model-based and reference-based technical drawings. Like I was always influenced by, of course, like everybody, like Kim Jong-ji or stuff like that. Like urban sketching and stuff like that. But ultimately, when it comes to telling a story, sometimes I find this injunction when you work with references all the time. And that's something also I see a lot with American comic books artists and stuff like that, is that when you have this, when you always work with, from realistic angles, like all the anatomy has to be perfect. You're always working with models, with like everything has to be accurate. Like this injunction to perfection, it can sometimes be detrimental to what you do and be limiting. And yeah, so I kind of shifted recently to this like cartoonist style more. I don't know how people would describe it. Less technical, more how do I say? Less technical, more expressive. Less technical, more expressive style. Yeah. So that's it, I guess.
Yeah, that was awesome, bro.
That
Thank
looked
you.
great, bro. Thank you for the work. And
what is that? What is that? All right. Anyway, that's our first show. We're gonna. What else? Before we end the show, what do we have to look forward to in future episodes?
more social issues? No.
Yeah.
But like it will be social issues, so get ready for that. We're just getting into the Trump presidency, so there's a lot coming out of that.
Yeah.
We're gonna meet with cool people throughout this. There'll be probably shorts that we do.
A lot of animated shorts.
Not just animated, but I'm also thinking like just skits maybe in between.
Yeah. Everything. This is 2025 variety show. We're gonna have whatever we want to do on here mixed in with our findings of the news, politics, people's creative endeavors. It's just in the scope of two Latino boys from the suburbs.
In the big city.
In the big city.
I don't know what that is. Big city. No, that's closed.
What is that, bud?
Closed city. But yeah, a lot of stuff. There's a new Sábado Gigante right here.
Yeah, this is.
Thank you for tuning in. And this is House of Building.
House of Building.
Thank you, y'all.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye. Let me play us out.
Yeah. Give us some of that funk. That House of Building funk.
This is an original song.
Do it.
Made specifically for the show. And the volume isn't working. There it is. Enjoy.